Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Bangers, Bops, and Banter. This is episode 43. Wow, amazing.
Incredible.
That's a lot of episodes, guy.
Yeah, I'm one of your hosts, Joe. We have that is going really well. I'm with my co-host Brendan,
Hi, I'm the co-host Brandon.
and we have a guest today.
Hi, I'm Mike. I'm some asshole they went to high school with.
Nice.
Say the joke.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Oh, right. Yeah. This podcast is presented to you in a 4:3 aspect ratio to preserve Zack Snyder's directorial intent.
Thank God.
There we go.
We're off to a great start.
We have a special episode because we're just talking about the Snyder Cut. That's all we're talking about. We have
Snyder Cut.
It's just the Snyder Cut.
It's the best cut.
I mean,
It's by far better than the original.
Yes.
yeah.
I
Cards on the table, guys. I really enjoyed the Snyder Cut.
It was really fun.
Yeah.
It has a lot of problems.
Yeah.
I don't. It's weird because it feels like the movie does definitely have some bloat that they could have cut out, but it
Epilogue.
the epilogue also, like, Lois Lane's stuff is super boring. But, like, despite that, it's like it flows really well. It doesn't drag.
No.
Despite being 4 hours, I was entertained throughout.
Oh yeah, even the epilogue, which like didn't need to be there, was just so what the shit is happening that it absolutely kept my attention.
I have to say, the Joker epilogue should have been cut out. It was really bad.
So I loved it. Honestly, my favorite
I loved it.
part
I
of the
adored
film.
it. Okay.
Jared Leto was not good.
That's exactly why.
I thought he actually gave a pretty decent performance, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, except for the fucking laugh. But, fellas, we gotta go back to the beginning instead of just talking about the epilogue at first, because that's not how you tell a story, you dingle-dong. How dare you? This movie's really weird in terms of how it's presented, because, like, not only is the whole thing in 4:3 aspect ratio, which isn't as stupid and pretentious as it sounds. There's like production reasons.
I think it actually like works pretty well.
Like not only that, right? It is split into 6 episodes or chapters or parts.
Yep, yeah. With an epilogue. So
with an epilogue, yeah. And aside from chapters 1 and 2, are they called chapters or parts? I don't remember.
Called parts.
Part, yeah.
Yep.
I will take your word for that.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, aside from parts 1 and 2, like, all of them feel like, very natural beginnings and endings. 1 and 2 blend into each other because this movie kind of struggles for a very similar problem to the beginning of Batman v Superman, where it's just a bunch of completely unconnected scenes for the first 40 minutes of this movie.
Yeah.
Generally, you can't, if you know. I mean, I guess we've all seen the original Justice League, so I didn't find it very jarring. If you have not seen Justice League before, it could definitely be kind of weird.
Yeah, unless you kind of know, the first hour could be very confusing.
Yeah, I will say that it's not nearly as bad as it was in BVS, because in BVS it was 20 to 60 seconds in a location, bam, you're somewhere else. Here it's actual scenes, right? You can tell what's going on. You're just where's the relation?
Yeah.
Because only Batman and Wonder Woman have the same inciting incident. Everyone else is just kind of vibing until Bruce Wayne shows up to tell them about the Avengers Initiative.
Yeah. We even got a Cyborg who kind of looks like Iron Man in this film.
He does the Iron Man thing when he first learns to fly and all that stuff. Oh my god.
Yeah. Yes, but like, okay, you know what? Let's talk about Cyborg, right? Because he is the most improved upon between the two cuts.
Yes.
Oh,
he actually has character development. It feels pretty natural and actually very earned.
Yeah, not only character development, the plot does not work without Cyborg in this version, whereas in the original he was just there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And what's interesting is that even though he's so, dare I say, robotic for a lot of the movie, it's still actually pretty damn good performance, and he has this one really great emotional moment during like this kind of flashback sequence, right, where you see him at his big college football game, looks to the crowd. His dad didn't fucking show up because he was at the business office.
I think,
and he's talking about it in the car home with his mom, and the dude's crying, and it's weird to see a moment of vulnerability like that from a male character in a Snyder film, and it's very welcome.
Yeah. Yeah, that was really nice. It was like cut off immediately by them getting into a car crash, which I was not expecting at all. Well, I knew like an accident happened, but like it really was just like, oh Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, that's a great way of like condensing events. Like, why have this conversation and the accident as different scenes?
Yeah.
One thing I personally dislike about this movie is I feel like a lot of the flashbacks and stuff are kind of out of place, that one included. I get that. I don't mind it, I think, but I do I do kind of think that we could be okay without them. I guess the flashback where they explain the Mother Stones, I wish was in fact earlier in the film, so the audience knew what the Infinity Stones were and stuff like that.
So first off, they're Mother Boxes, not Mother Stones. Check your fucking privilege. Okay. So yeah, like write that down, Joe.
I kind of disagree with that being early in the film. It doesn't really matter for you to know what they do early in the film. Like, there's literally zero reason for you to know. You just need to know that big bad guy wants them bad.
Yeah.
Will like kill a bunch of people to get them, and that is enough to make them important and interesting. If anything, it builds intrigue about what they actually do. And then so once you get the explanation scene, even though it's like way too heavy-handed, like there could have been way less like exposition to explain them. But
yeah, it didn't need to be narrated. Like that flashback didn't need to be narrated. I think visually it was strong enough on its own.
Yeah. I think, but yeah, like I think the way that the film actually builds intrigue around them is like actually pretty good. And not having the explanation earlier on, like it just kind of saves. I kind of wish there wasn't even an explanation to some extent. Like I just wish like they literally had no clue what the fuck they were going to do with them. They just knew that something bad was going to happen, and they have to figure it out over the course of the film. And
I do like, well, the one person who doesn't, I guess the two people who know what they do are Cyborg and his father Silas. I forgot his name already.
Well, I guess Diana figures it out when she goes to the fucking temple shrine thing.
Well,
she knows something bad has happened.
Yeah, she knows that they're MacGuffins that they want to use to end the world. And if you remember in the original cut, not even that much is explained. It's just like, yeah, just give me the 3 MacGuffins, and they can do literally anything, including resurrect Superman from the dead, which they still do here, by the way.
Yes.
But, like,
it makes more sense because the way they explain it.
Right. It lets you... they're basically fucking Philosopher's Stones. They let you change matter. That's it.
Yeah.
So it's not quite as reality warping as, say, some of the Infinity Stones are, right? Like, they're all the Space Stone, basically.
Yeah.
It's just you have to combine them together. It's like
They're a discount like
the power
Tesseract,
of
like you have to
teamwork.
buy the set. It's like,
Did I say the Space Stone? Oh fuck! I meant the
Reality Stone.
Reality Stone.
The Reality Stone is like kind of different though, because
the Reality Stone's like way more powerful than
I
these
know.
fucking boxes.
Listen,
but it's like
listen.
it's sort of real, but sort of not. I don't know how to.
It depends on who's writing that scene or issue of the comics.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking of just Infinity War, because like it's weird because he uses the Reality Stone to like change.
Yeah, he uses it to create mirages, but he also uses it to disarm Star-Lord and Gamora.
Yeah. I don't know.
But anyway, the flashbacks. I also think that really the flashback with Victor is pretty damn important, because like the relationship of him and his father is more or less the emotional center of the movie.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, like, I agree, but like, I don't get any emotion from it.
I was legitimately really emotional during the car scene.
I think it does a good job of investing you in those characters. Like it's. I feel like this film actually has stakes, unlike Justice the 2017.
Oh, another thing they do with Cyborg, they explain what his fucking power set is.
That was a good bit. Yes, that's kind of important.
Yeah, some of the visuals in that sequence are very fucking on the nose. Where like you see him literally like expand the virtual stack of money.
The money get bigger. It's funny. It's definitely on the nose. Actually, it kind of works since it's like implied everything that's happening is just in his head.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I would agree with that. It's just like it's goofy, but I get it.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else is there?
No, because does he actually make the woman's bank account go big?
Yeah.
Yes,
he does.
Yes,
okay.
he does. Yeah, that he's actually doing that.
That was the way that was represented was just like she just suddenly has like $100,000 in her bank account. And it's like if that happened to me, I'd be like, what error happened at this bank? What happened?
Well, no, because a stupid fucking thing showed up on the ATM screen.
Like, I don't believe that I've won any prize from a bank. Okay, a bank's not about to go give me money. They don't like that.
Yeah. Right, which is why Cyborg did it, because Cyborg is a good boy. The only good change in the Joss Whedon cut was that he said "booyah" one time, and that's it.
I mean, we got that from Jason Momoa here. What was it?
Yeah.
When does Batman say fuck? Does he say fuck?
He does say. He says it at the end. Well, he says to Joker, "I'll fucking kill you." At the end.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Batman said the fuck word.
I was kind of, I don't know. At that point in the scene, I was done. I was like, no, this is bad.
Yeah.
When he I didn't know Willem Dafoe's character's name, and I thought Jason Momoa said the first time. I thought he said "fucko," not Volko.
Oh man.
I never saw. A full disclaimer: I haven't seen Batman v Superman. I haven't seen either of the Wonder Womans, and I haven't seen Aquaman. So,
okay, like you can watch this without seeing Wonder Woman. You can definitely watch this without seeing Aquaman, considering Aquaman came out after the original cut of Justice League.
If you have like knowledge,
this movie hinges hard on BVS and to a lesser extent Man of Steel.
I've seen Man of Steel.
I don't know. If you know generally what happens.
Yeah. Also, I know what happens in Batman v Superman. Okay. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I think you're good.
Yeah. But okay, you know what? Since everyone very clearly wants to talk about that one scene in the epilogue, we should probably talk about that one scene in the epilogue.
Yeah. So. It's so weird. It's okay. So it's implied.
Do you want a little production background of this, by the way?
Sure.
That and that one scene where Cyborg plugs into the Kryptonian ship and has that little vision.
Yeah.
Are events from Justice League 2 and 3 that will never come out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because Snyder has had a whole trilogy planned out.
Mm.
And it's actually some pretty neat stuff. It's like it's a dark side storyline, and dark side storylines are always really fun and really bleak. I like DC Comics.
Yeah, we were talking about this earlier, but like this movie isn't canon, unfortunately.
Is it? Well, I don't know if it is or not.
I wouldn't think it is.
The cinematic universe isn't happening anymore, seemingly, unless this film does inexplicably, like, insanely well.
But I think, I think they're still like basing future movies off past movies. Like Superman shows up in Shazam, for example.
Yes and no. I mean, Superman and Batman are kind of used in that movie as shorthands to explain superhero shit. Like Freddie Freeman is a huge fan of the DC heroes that like are real in his world, right? And so with Shazam, you just need to know, yeah, I know it's Superman, I know that character, right? Or even then, you just need to know that Freddy's obsessed with some guy called Superman. He asks, he makes a comment about how cool it'd be if Superman showed up halfway through the movie, and then at the end of the movie, you see some guy with like a big S logo on his chest sit down next to him. He's like, ah! Right, that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Like, if they're going to make more movies, I don't know why this wouldn't be canon. Because, like, this is the one. This is the one people chose. Like, people do not like 2017's Justice League, and they don't enjoy how that film played out, especially compared to this, which has been, like, overwhelmingly positive response.
Yeah, and, like, it wouldn't even necessarily have to be confusing. You could literally just type Zack Snyder's Justice League, and then, like, a colon, and then, like, a subtitle, even just part 2.
Yeah.
Just use the branding Zack Snyder's Justice League instead of Justice League, and you're golden.
Yes. I don't know. There's things, so, like, the first Justice League definitely hinted at, like, Ben Affleck not continuing being Batman. So, if he doesn't want to do that, I don't see how they'll make sequels to this.
I mean, well, I think
They won't.
They won't. Zack Snyder said he's done.
They could.
Yeah. And also, I think Ben Affleck said he's done. I think like a bunch of the cast are just like, yeah, I think we're done.
I think Henry Cavill as well.
Yeah, it's Affleck and Cavill. Jason Momoa is still interested in being Aquaman. Ezra Miller's Flash movie comes out next year.
Oh.
Ray Fisher is an interesting case. He was extremely excited for this to release and was extremely pissed with the original cut, you know, because it removed everything regarding Cyborg, and also apparently Joss Whedon's reshoot was not very nice to him as a black actor.
Yeah.
But I think he'd be willing to do another movie.
Yeah.
Assuming it wasn't with Joss Whedon.
I don't think they're gonna have Joss Whedon touch DC anymore.
Well, I mean, to Whedon's credit, Whedon is someone I think is overrated and arguably
Ooh,
that's a spicy take right there.
Take.
Yeah, he's definitely overrated, but like a lot of the jank in the original cut was like Warner's interfering like crazy.
Yeah,
but also some decisions like, let's have the shot where Flash trips, let's have him fall onto Wonder Woman's boobies. That was Joss Whedon.
Yeah.
And fun fact about that shot, Gal Gadot refused, so he just had a stunt double do it.
Oh my god. Amazing.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Wow.
Yeah.
Very, very cool, Joss Whedon.
Yeah, thank you, Joss Whedon. Very cool.
Wow.
But yeah.
That guy's a tool. But no, yeah, the Joker scene is nulled.
I feel like I'd rather not. Gonna be honest, would rather have both of the end credit scene, or not. They're not end credit scenes, but the epilogue scenes. I wish they were both not in the movie, except for
there's 4 epilogue scenes.
There are. Oh my god.
So there's the Lex.
Yeah. So the first
one,
Martian Manhunter one is fine. That was just super quick.
Yeah. Yeah. Basically, I'm fine with the Martian Manhunter one. The one that begins the epilogue, where Cyborg is listening to the tape that his dad left behind. Spoilers! Cyborg's dad fucking dies.
Yes.
That's actually a really good closer to the movie.
Yeah.
And then you have the Lex breaking out of prison scene, which, while fun, is a sequel hook for... That one's interesting, because that was a sequel hook for the Batman movie Ben Affleck wrote, but they ended up not going with that script, and so the upcoming Batman movie is very different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The
the upcoming one is in the Robert Pattinson one?
The Robert Pattinson one, yeah. That's not using the script that they based that ending credit scene on.
It's also not part of that universe, right? It's completely different.
No, it was originally going to be, but no, it's not. And, boy, oh boy, that wasteland scene.
Oh.
Yeah, I really,
Thank God Jared Leto was there.
I thought Jared Leto was, like, really terrible. The way he delivered lines was, like, it's like you're a 12-year-old and you think you know everything, basically. Is how
that's
I
like
describe
Jared
his
Leto's
lines.
personality, though.
He just, like, the Joker came off like he was supposed to be, like, epically owning Batman. Not really, but, you know, he's just like really getting to Batman, and all I could think of was like, man, this is if he did this to me, I would start laughing. It was really, like, just not good.
I don't know, like, honestly, I thought he was just having a really fun time fucking with Batman and trying to piss him off, and that's about it.
Like, yeah,
and that's kind of what. To be fair, a lot of that is just stuff Joker does in general. He just likes fucking with Bruce Wayne.
Yeah. It just, like, I don't know. It just didn't work at all, in my opinion. Like, it just came off
That's
really
what makes
cringy.
it so great. Honest, I'm very lukewarm on this movie. That ending scene, just, like, out of nowhere, hilarious. Gonna be honest with you.
And what makes it interesting is it's connected to his dream sequence from BVS.
Yeah.
Like, it's the same environment. Batman's wearing the same weird post-apocalyptic getup. Now, the decision for Batman to have these prophetic dreams is an interesting one, I will admit. But, yeah.
Is it not implied that it's Flash just giving him visions, essentially?
No, because the vision of Flash that he mentions before is a literal scene where, like, Flash's head is almost, like, poking through the desk. And he's having a hard time, like, maintaining himself where he is, and he's like, Lois is the key! And Bruce is like, what the fuck? And then he just disappears. And having read the outlines for parts 2 and 3, Lois is absolutely the key. My God,
Oh man.
it's like if Injustice 1 was a Darkseid storyline.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Actually, can we talk about Darkseid?
Yeah, what about him? He looks ugly.
He's cool. I like him.
So he does look ugly. Thank you for the observation that Darkseid is not conventionally attractive. You fucking sack of shit.
I don't
dare
think
you?
the CGI looks that good, but
I think he looks fine.
Yeah, like he does not look like Thanos. Don't get me wrong. Like Thanos is perfect CG, or for modern CG, but Darkseid and just kind of the shit with the denizens of Apocalypse in general, they're fucking intimidating.
Really?
Like they feel threatening.
Really?
I don't know. Like there may be like a looming presence, kind of, but they don't. Not. I don't know.
A lot of the threat of Darkseid is taken away when he comes to Earth in that flashback and then just gets fucked up by everybody. But
wait, what?
In the flashback, when the first time Darkseid comes to Earth and, you know, everybody just fucking beats his ass. It's like, well, okay. So if, like, you just get a god, you can just kind of beat him up. It's not that hard.
Well, but you also remember, it took the combined forces of, like, the old gods and, like, everyone on Earth and, like, some lanterns and shit.
Yeah.
We saw one lantern and he did nothing.
Well, yeah, he died.
Yeah, like, specifically by Darkseid's hand.
Yeah.
But like, just the visual design of Steppenwolf's fortress and Darkseid's palace, what little you see of it, and just like, he's very brutal in a way that Thanos very much isn't.
Thanos is like depressed and he's just like, I'm just gonna kill everyone, fuck it. And
yeah, Thanos is kind of like, Thanos almost thinks of himself as this sort of like philosopher king, right?
Yeah. Yo, my
whereas Darkseid is just like,
I'm gonna kill everyone, basically.
I'm going to kill the universe. I'm going to slaughter everyone, and it's gonna be my empire, and fuck you.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Sweet anti-life equation, baby!
I wonder what's the equation, like 2 + 3 = 4? I don't know, man. This seems like...
I don't think...
I feel like if you get a couple of mathematicians together, they can probably find some equation or something.
Yeah.
I'll laugh at my jokes if nobody else does.
I wanted to mention...
listen here, fucko. The anti-life equation is no laughing matter.
We get to see Darkseid in like the premonitions that Cyborg has, which is cool, as he just like casually kills Justice League members. And also we get to see like the
fucking burning Wonder Woman on a pyre.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We get to see, what is it? Is it the Omega Beam? Is that what it's called? It's like eye lasers.
Yeah, the Omega Beam. Oh shit.
That just track and like fucking eviscerate people. Just really cool. And he just casually does it as he kills Aquaman.
Yeah, and like what's interesting about, and I think this is more how well everything involving Darkseid is presented. Like all the naming conventions for like Darkseid related shit are really, really dumb, right? Like his name is Darkseid, but like spelled weird. He's from the planet Apocalypse.
Also spelled weird, isn't it?
The fucking the beamy up Scotty shit that Steppenwolf uses to like go places. You know what that's called? It's called a fucking boom tube.
Yeah.
Excuse me one sec. I gotta use the boom tube.
No, seriously. Like parademons, the anti-life equation, the Omega Beam, but like, even though all the naming shit is so goofy, just like the sheer brutality of everything surrounding the character still makes it work.
Yeah.
Because
he's a guy who's really into death metal, basically.
Yeah, basically.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's not super surprising because Darkseid and everything pertaining to him and the other new gods are made by Jack Kirby in his brief stint at DC near the end of his career. But yeah.
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 Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm saying I want to have sex with Darkseid.
I don't think that would go well for you.
You can use your Omega Beam
hold on.
me any day.
Hold on, I just remembered. I shit you not. Do you want to know what the name of one of his most feared lieutenants is?
Oh, yeah. What is it?
Can I get a drum roll, please? Motherfucking Granny Goodness.
Okay, she's like kind of terrifying though.
Oh, Granny Goodness is horrifying. Holy shit. Fucking Granny Goodness is one of the most fearsome entities in the DC canon, and I love it. Oh, and just... Yeah, Joe?
Well, I'm just thinking of, like, the old ladies baking pies subreddit now. You just remind me of that.
Like, literally, think of that, but, like, wearing Darkseid-style battle armor and, like, a giant fucking hammer.
In all the incarnations
she's very
I've seen, she always makes, like, granny puns. It's great.
Oh, yeah. But, speaking of Darkseid-related shit, want to talk about how fucking different Steppenwolf is in this compared to the original?
Yeah. He's, like, actually kind of menacing now.
Yeah.
Like, he feels like a threat. In the original, he was just kind of there.
Yeah, it was just some like, CG monster.
Yeah, and we also, like, he has, like, motivation and stuff. Like, he's a real boy.
Yeah! Because, like, in the original, in fact, it was changed so he was, like, rebelling from Darkseid, whereas here he is desperately seeking his approval.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Definitely works a lot better.
Oh, yeah.
He also has armor now, which, like,
he got little
definitely helps. Yeah, you got little spike. It's kind of cool, honestly.
Yeah, like the way the armor breathes, that's really cool visual design.
Yeah. It's definitely a bit... Like, I wish it was, like, mixed up a little bit, because he kind of looks like a Transformer.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, you compare that to, like, Thanos' outfit, and it's, like, it's pretty distinct. He got, like, the purple and gold going on.
Yeah.
This is just, like, all chrome. But it still looks a lot better than the original, which was just, like, bleh.
Same with, Darkseid himself, actually, has a much more... Actually, saying it's much more subdued than the comics is generous. Darkseid really has, like, a gray-green face. Like, he wears, like, blue and yellow.
Yeah. Darkseid, he feels a lot more colorful in the comics. Also, he feels, like, a lot more blocky in the comics than in this film.
I mean, it depends. Like, yeah, he's a bit of a square dude, but, like, that one I think is more making him look believable live action, you know, like CG in a live action movie.
That makes sense.
Like, that one I can live with.
I mean, I'm not complaining.
No. But, like, Steppenwolf also just has, like, some really interesting character moments. Like, when he's contacting Darkseid and, like, he takes his armor off and, like, kneels before him.
Yeah.
Like a fucking strike me down kind of thing. Like, shit.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
Good point.
Thank you. I have more.
Oh, yeah?
What are they?
What did you think about the necessary inclusion of the CGI sesame seed moving in slow motion?
Oh, that was the best part of the fucking movie. You kidding me?
Incredible scene. Master.
Oh my god.
Like,
dude, that that sequence. I was watching that with a bunch of buddies on Friday, and like the Flash introduction sequence, where like the one's about to get hit by the car, and he like does the super speed thing, and he's just kind of like looking at her and like brushes her hair aside, and it's like, buddy, take her out to fucking coffee first. What are you doing? And then he grabs like the hot dog from the cart and like puts it in his pocket.
It's so funny.
It's like, I'm sorry, are you saving that for later? And then no, he actually used that to fucking ace a job interview.
but he doesn't ever show up to the job.
No, it's so good.
There are actually like some cool parts in that scene, like when his shoes just get eviscerated.
Oh yeah,
he starts moving super fast.
Or like the destruction of not only the destruction of the glass when he goes out of it, but like the way that the road like
kind of, like,
gets destroyed when he skids to a stop.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Brent's gonna complain about how that's not actually how glass would break, but
whatever. It's a superhero movie. Physics don't have to work. If we want to be true on physics, the minute Flash moves, everything just catches on fire. So,
okay. So first off, there's the Speed Force actually helps explain that shit away.
Okay, yeah, fucking
but
Speed Force.
Also, Reddit, the Speed Force isn't real, you jackass.
In this film, so
it's the Speed Force. It's just how the Speed Force do. Don't worry about it. It's just the Speed Force.
Yeah. I remember when it wasn't the Speed Force in the good old days. But
okay, but now it's the Speed Force, so
it
fuck
is
off.
The Speed Force now.
Yeah.
Speed Force lets him be fast. He's a fast boy.
Mm-hmm.
But like talking about the scene where it's like, wish we could turn back time to the good old day. When a moms would sing us to sleep and Darkseid wasn't here. I
actually really like that scene, honestly.
Yeah, I like that scene a lot.
When just like I guess it's admittedly very unexpected, like when everyone just gets eviscerated. Like just all of a sudden.
I do like
I'm sorry, what?
Uneviscerated. I think that is fun. However, just like the whole plot point of just like, yeah, Flash can just do this whenever he wants, because he seems to have no repercussions.
Well, it's like it's super slow, at least from what we can see right now. Like everything turns back very slowly.
Yeah, it's also worth noting that like this was foreshadowed earlier in the scene where they're trying to resurrect Superman. Yeah, where he's like, I could generate enough of a charge if I go near the speed of light, but like when I start doing that, weird things happen to time. And you even see near the end of his little sprint there, like some of the shit that fell into the water starts to rise out of it slightly.
Yeah.
So like it's not a Deus Ex Machina or anything, but you are right that like going into that sequence, Flash seems like he's worried about consequences from doing that, and they don't really come, at least not in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just like
maybe
the stakes are lowered a lot once you have time manipulation and a literal god on your team. Like by literal god I mean Superman. Superman can't be beat, so once he's there,
it still somewhat has the problem of the previous film, but like you have a ticking time bomb now, which makes it a lot easier to digest. And like again, I know Flash going backwards through time is like definitely it breaks some stuff, but again it's implied or it's shown that like it seems like he can only do it very slowly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in fact, based on the outline for Justice League 2 and 3, it's not something that they were going to put back in the closet. Like, the other movies seemed like they were planned to revolve very heavily around Flash's ability to do this, which is, again, very interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, Superman was also, like, handled well this time around, which was
much
very surprising.
Oh, easily.
I do think, I mean, they definitely kept the scenes where he's being, like, the revive, or the scene where he's, like, actually being revived with Flash running fast is, like, I think feels a lot better than before, mainly because it's built up to a lot more naturally. I do think when Superman is, like, first alive again, it still feels really awkward and kind of weird.
Yeah, and that's kind of the reason why, like, you need to have seen Man of Steel for this to make sense. Because the reason why he attacks him, you get a brief POV shot, right?
Yeah.
Where, like, all you can hear is, like, loud static, and, like, he's involuntarily, like, seeing through shit.
Yeah.
Because in Man of Steel, like, as a kid, that would happen to him, and he would get sensory overload, and he had to learn to block that shit out, right? And so the fact that he couldn't recognize anyone or anything but Lois kind of makes sense there. Like, he's not quite himself yet, but the fact that Cyborg's arm cannon went off was just...
I was like, wow.
Why?
Literally, like, they kind of could have fixed it if they just established that that was a thing that Cyborg does. Like, his body just, like, goes into automatic, like, defense mode or something. But they never do. It's literally just there in that one scene.
Yep. That is what you heard of a Deus Ex Machina? That's a Diablos Ex Machina.
Oh, man.
Whoa.
Yeah. Whoa. Yeah, it's like that game Diablo 2 and also 3 and the upcoming 4 and also what's the mobile one called? Come on, you have phones, don't you?
The only game I have on my phone is chess.
Hell yeah. The only game I have on my phone is Pokemon Go.
Ah.
Oh, what a nerd.
You ever I haven't played that in months. Go to the polls?
You know, I was thinking about making that joke, and then I thought better of it, and then you did, and that's neat.
I can't ever not think that whenever someone says Pokemon Go.
Oh, man.
Valid. But no, Superman is handled a lot better, in part because, like, he's used really, really sparingly.
Yeah.
Yes.
He basically just comes in at the very end.
Yeah, and, like, the other scenes he's in are just focused on his own emotional state and his relationship with Lois.
Yeah.
And, like, that's kind of how you have to do Superman stories, because a good Superman story is not, oh no, can he save the day and punch a man? Like, you actually have to be... Because Superman is so straightforward and powerful, you have to be really smart writing for him.
Yeah.
Like, the best way to write a Superman story is put this character with a very simple sense of morality into a very morally gray situation.
It's like...
And have him, like...
Okay, so if Superman...
Yeah.
So if there are 5 people on a train track, right? And there's one person on the other train track, and Superman can pull the lever to switch the tracks from the oncoming train. Does he pull the lever?
He uses...
No, he just goes really fast and, like, rescues all of them. Yeah. Or would stop the trolley.
Okay, so
see, that's not the kind of problem that...
So Superman is being radiated on by kryptonite, right? And he only has enough strength to pull the lever or not pull the lever, right?
Okay, here's how you do a Superman story. Are you ready for how fucking convoluted this shit can get? So yes. What if, instead of landing, his escape pod landing in a small town in Kansas, or wherever the fuck,
Soviet Russia. He
lands in Soviet Russia.
I love Mega Minds.
And is taken in by he uses his powers in service of the motherland and is like the symbol of Russia until he realizes that Joe Stalin is a douche and kills him and takes over Russia himself.
I think I've seen this one before.
Yeah, Superman Red Son. It's actually like a really good Superman story, but like when I say like morally gray, I mean that shit.
Hmm.
And then Lex Luthor is racist.
Wait, is he? What? Wait, in this movie or in the Red Son Superman?
In this movie. He's worried about these illegal aliens.
I didn't. He's just okay. He's like such a non-presence in the movie. I didn't even. I'm glad he's not because like he's Look, I mean Jesse Eisenberg is like a good in some stuff, but he's really not good in this film. He just really, I don't know.
His interpretation of Lex Luthor is not really fit.
Well, he's not. Well, he's
what's
not
interesting is
he's Lex Luthor Jr.
Yeah, he's Lex Luthor Jr. In fact, he even makes reference to like some douchebag father in BVS.
Mm.
So like I think he is actually supposed to be Lex Jr., which makes it so much weirder.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Alright, but if he's Lex Jr., why did he also go bald?
Listen, it runs in the family. Also, it was shaved off in prison for some reason. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Oh my god. Can we just wait? Can we quickly mention the scene at the very beginning of the film where Lex Luthor, he's just like standing in some pool and he sees the Steppenwolf and the 3 boxes, but it's very obvious that he's not actually in water. Like it was definitely like a reshoot or something. And he was just like standing there and they're just the animated water over him and he was just he looked really awkward. It was just really funny. I don't blame him that much for that because that's like obviously they like just a limited budget couldn't actually make a set with a pool for him to be in.
Yeah, I mean it was like a
that's not a set. That's a set from elsewhere in the movie though. That's the Kryptonian mothership.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
And he's also there at the end of BVS.
Hmm.
You know what I really liked about like this movie that I was genuinely surprised about though?
What?
The score. The score's like not like super memorable, but like it is very clearly a motif-based score, and those are always really fun.
It works. They overuse it a little bit. Like whenever Wonder Woman does something, there's like the like vocals.
Yeah.
That's like the only thing that got annoying though.
There were a couple like sounds and stuff I thought were a bit overpowering frequently, but
it worked well enough. Like it's not memorable. I can't remember any of the music except for that like one Wonder Woman like dun, 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 dun. That like the guitar theme.
Okay, so first off, that is an electric cello, Joseph.
Okay, like it's a string instrument.
Sorry, the one thing about the score, that one scene where Aquaman saves the guy on the ship and dumps him in a bar, and they have like this like Christian folk song.
Oh playing. Yeah, that's really funny. It's like
it's wet Jesus.
Yeah, that was really funny because there's like it's so obviously the song is obviously about God, but it's just Zack Snyder's like nah, it's about Aquaman.
Yeah, that is a big thing. Like, it's present to some extent in DC shit, but like Snyder really plays it up hard here. The kind of God's angle of the DC universe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you go.
Well, there's like one. I was surprised we didn't really get that much of Superman as Jesus.
Yeah.
In this film. There's one where he.
That's because that was the entirety of BVS. Holy shit.
There's one part where he's in space and he has his arms out and he's floating, but like the cape kind of blocks him. So it's not that bad. He doesn't do it. Honestly, he doesn't do it that much in this film. I have to say.
Yeah, it's just like a couple
just,
moments with a couple characters.
It's just either like the music that's playing or like small things, which I'm happy about. Thank you for not doing that.
Yeah. Although, again, this isn't really pertaining to the movie. This is more like an interesting thing in the read through I did of the plans for parts 2 and 3. At one point, he referred to Cyborg when outlining his story arc as like the new god of the digital age or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And uses not quite as on the nose, but similar language when talking about the Flash and time. So that's a neat little thing. Pew 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 pew. Doing finger guns.
You sure are. Wait, does that make Bruce Wayne the god of money?
No, Bruce Wayne is like
the god of bats.
He's the only one who's explicitly quoted as mortal.
Yeah.
You dastardly Bryans.
Yeah.
Don't give me that, like, Brendan. You heard what I said.
All right.
Yeah.
Also, another thing. I know y'all love the sesame seed shot, but also they kept the Flash eating pizza shot, and thank God.
That was great. I'm so glad.
I am glad about that.
My God. It's just so weird.
No, honestly, it works a lot better in this one.
It works better.
As weird as that sounds.
It's not over. I think it's because in the previous scene, we don't have this like minute-long section where the Flash is just going on a giant tangent. It's supposed to be funny, which admittedly I did find very funny, but because of just how insane and awkward it was.
Yes.
Yeah.
I wanted a full movie of that. But that's not there. So like this kind of weird little joke is like actually like it works a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
The Flash isn't just I'm gonna tell a joke now, you know.
Yeah. And like, I forgot what I was gonna say, but it was gonna be insightful and cool.
Oh, that's good. Mike, what did you think about the overuse of slow motion in this film?
Okay, so like the only time where it is fully justified is like, okay, with the Flash, it's like legitimately the best way to convey super speed.
Yep.
Yeah.
In any coherent way. Otherwise, I expected it going into this because this is a motherfucking Zack Snyder movie. And like, I think that's the only way he's able to get off anymore. And honestly, I respect that. You know? But like, it's a tad much, but it's so stylistically consistent with like over the course of the movie that like I didn't mind it too much.
Yeah, I think it's overused with like Wonder Woman specifically.
Mm-hmm.
Her stuff is very like reliant on slow-mo when it shouldn't be.
Yeah.
She's like, it's weird because she's like one of the few characters who can really convey how she moves without slow-mo.
Yeah. Like, the one time where I think that was okay for a non-Zack Snyder filmmaker is the very beginning where they're just reestablishing what the bracelets do. Because, like, they show it slow down when she deflects those first two bullets, and then it goes to real time, and she's fucking going nuts with those things.
Yeah. Definitely. They also...
I feel like it's just every action scene just has so much slow-mo, and it's just...
Correct!
Yeah. I'm cool with it. I think
don't.
it kind of works in this film. Out of everything, I think
Brendan, you're right. It is dumb, but this is also kind of a dumb movie.
I'm aware this is kind of a dumb movie.
It just
And like it knows it's a dumb movie.
Yeah, that's like to me, the slow mo kind of just adds to the style of it. A lot of the time. There's times where it's overused. It's just too much, but it just I don't know. It like works with like the weird looking movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I'd fuck it. I would.
Yeah, you'd fuck Zack Snyder's Justice League?
Yeah.
Would you fuck Zack Snyder?
I don't agree with his political views, so probably not.
All right. Well, okay. All right. So you're not gonna have sex with Zack Snyder based on his political views. So you're saying you wouldn't have...
Yeah, no, it's a turnoff. It's a turnoff.
So you wouldn't have sex with Ted Cruz, is what you're saying.
No, absolutely not.
Whoa.
What?
Brendan, you just took like a giant leap.
Yeah, dude.
What do you mean?
Well, because I thought we were all on the same page of.
What, you mean you wouldn't fuck Hitler? What's wrong with you?
Wait, am I the only one who would have sex with Ted Cruz?
Yes. Not even his wife has sex with him, Brendan.
Yeah.
Like, dude, what do you see in Ted Cruz?
The Zodiac Killer?
Oh, see what's going on here, though? He's like one of those groupies for Boston Bomber or the Unabomber, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's like, well, actually,
or like the Bundy girls. Brendan's a Bundy girl confirmed.
Yeah, I mean, he was kind of hot.
Well, I don't know. Wait, Ted Bundy or Zodiac or Ted Cruz?
Ted Bundy.
Why not both?
Okay.
You know why not?
Yeah. I don't know. Zack Snyder seems like a decent guy. He seems nice. He did that. I don't know if you saw it, but like, he like, fucking. He was on like a podcast or like a stream, like a charity stream or something, and he was like, yeah, we're not affiliated with Geeks and Gamers, like the YouTuber dumbass.
That fucker?
Yeah, he's like, we're not associated with Geeks and Gamers. We don't tolerate hate. And it was so good. The fallout from that, from all of like the like Geeks and Gamers like friends, is fucking hilarious.
It's so awesome. Good. That's so good.
Yeah, no, it's really great.
Oh, I love that. I may have just confused Zack Snyder with Michael Bay. Now I need to double check, but I'll do that after the podcast.
I don't think Zack Snyder. It's because like he wanted to like adapt Atlas Shrugged, but I
am thinking of Snyder. Okay.
No, but like he like talked about an interview and he was like, yeah, I think this book has some good architecture in it or something. He was like Zack Snyder to me comes off like someone who does not think about like politics at all, and he just makes things because he likes them. That's basically
really funny.
Like he doesn't think about it or like the implications that he has. He just makes it. Basically,
funny, somewhat related story. My dad read Atlas Shrugged in like high school or whatever,
and
he's like, "Yeah, that's a cool like hero's journey." I'm like, "Oh yeah, sure."
Oh man. Also, there's like a trilogy of movies that's Atlas Shrugged that you can watch.
No, I'm aware. I can watch them.
Yeah,
I won't.
Fun fact: it wasn't directed by, but it was like funded by like some super wealthy businessman, because of course it was.
Yeah. It's propagantastic.
Yeah.
I only enjoy pro-Snyder propaganda.
That's true.
That means you love this movie. Go,
Okay,
what is the Zack Snyder self-insert character? Sorry.
Something that
It's Superman.
yeah,
Come on.
nah, shit, you're right. No, something I found actually really interesting about this movie. It wasn't specifically that there was fan service. It was more the kinds that they did.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes any sense, like it's really little things, like as opposed to the original when Steppenwolf first shows up and like teleports in. It's like, oh shit, that's a fucking boom tube. Or like the decision, unlike in the original, to have Superman wear his black and white regeneration suit for the final fight.
Yeah.
Like just kind of little details like that like don't distract from the movie, but are also just cute little details.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a lot of, like, you have all those Superman suits that are just in his ship or whatever.
Yeah.
Like I can't think of many others.
Yeah. Another really neat one is a brief bit in the epilogue where like Dr. Stone's lab assistant is taking over the lab. He's like named for the first time, and he's the fucker who ends up becoming the Atom later on.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I had no clue.
But that said, speaking of fan service, we need to address the elephant in the Mars.
Martian Manhunter.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
He's here.
He's just like kind of here. I really like Martian Manhunter's like origin story. So I don't think we're not gonna get that, which is kind of sad. But
he's cool. And we see him for one scene in the middle when he like basically manipulates Lois Lane to going back to work.
Yeah, and it's weird because that scene didn't need to be like a fake Mrs. Kent.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of weird that it is. Like, why? It feels like something she would do anyway.
Yeah, exactly. It's completely in character for Martha Kent. Martha! How do you know that name? Oh, God. BVS will never not be hilarious. But, like... Yeah. It's kind of weird that he shows up, and it's weird and a little off-putting that, like, Lois Lane has this sort of mythological importance in the Snyderverse.
Yeah. It's
because Martian Manhunter's like, fuck, dude. We're gonna need Martha here to... We're gonna need Lois Lane to help get Soups on his feet. And, later on, the Lois is the key thing. Basically, according to, again, the outlines that Snyder did for the other two movies, and that the post-credit scene, which I believe was the only thing affected by reshoots, like, the Apocalypse scene was shot brand new.
Mm-hmm.
I might be wrong in that. I believe that's the case. The reason why Lois is the key, the reason why Stoops goes batshit is because Lois Lane dies, right? Yeah. Which makes him succumb to the fucking anti-life, or whatever. And so, Lois Lane is, like, valuable in the story specifically because she's Superman's love interest, which is a little...
Yeah, it kind of sucks because, like, most of the dialogue that Lois has and pretty much everything she has to do in the story is very not interesting.
Yeah.
I feel like Lois Lane just in the Snyderverse is just a very boring character, which kind of sucks.
Yeah.
She's played by Amy Adams, who I love, and like I don't know, there's just not room to work with the material. Like,
it was a waste of a perfectly good Amy Adams. Have you seen her in the Muppet movie?
I mean, I have, yes.
And also Arrival, I guess, but mostly the Muppet movie.
All right.
Yeah.
I'd fuck a Muppet.
Who wouldn't?
Sorry, can we cut that out? Can we cut the part out
No.
where I
that's
talk about how sexually attractive I find a Rolf the piano playing dog from the Muppets?
Oh, don't even
Oof.
get me started.
He's
Come
one
on.
of the Muppets with like actual hands, dude.
Come on.
Like think of the possibility.
Gonzo? Come on, Gonzo? Oof. That nose?
Oh my god.
A little alien that fucks chickens.
Oh, like you wouldn't fuck Henrietta Chicken. Hey, remember when this was on your radio station in college, Brendan? Remember that?
We could not say this.
I'm sure they'd be fine. Don't worry.
No.
They'd be fine with it. What are you talking about? This is perfectly acceptable stuff to put on the radio.
Oh, totally,
Talking
dude, totally.
about fucking chickens, Joe.
And Muppets!
It's a Muppet, okay?
Muppets are
And
made
Ted
up.
Cruz.
Oh, yeah, that's the worst one.
Ted Cruz is also
You're
made
made
up.
Yeah, Ted Cruz isn't real. I fucking wish. Oh my god. But yeah, fellas, I don't know how to say this. I really fucking liked Snyder's Justice League.
Yeah?
It was a ton of fun.
Are we if we're
yeah.
wrapping up, feel free to do some conclusions. Hit it with a score. We can mosey on out of here.
Oh, okay. Fuck. Shit.
Well, I mean, unless you have anything else you want to bring up.
Giuseppe?
I want to talk about, well, the aspect ratio, firstly.
Yes!
You can talk about it that much. It, like, works. It's shot on... Everything's shot on IMAX, and normally with IMAX, they just crop the shots, I believe. But they just didn't. Which works really well.
It's actually really interesting. So when you see a film in IMAX, the IMAX sequences will suddenly be a square aspect ratio. And then the normal sequences will be the regular aspect ratio, right?
Nolan movies.
Nolan movies, yeah, seriously. Ugh. And like the same thing happens in BVS, and apparently after production wrapped in BVS and like it was screened in theaters, Snyder thought to himself, why not just shoot the whole film square?
Yeah.
And so what you saw in the theatrical cut was actually cropped footage.
Yeah.
And everything was shot on 4:3 aspect ratio 65 millimeter film.
Yeah.
Then the IMAX scenes were added in, and since they had a similar aspect ratio, they just slightly cropped the IMAX scenes and called it a day.
Yeah,
and nice. So I think, part of the reason it looks so good is because all the shots are framed with that aspect ratio in mind.
Yeah, everything just I don't know, it just works. I kind of expected it to be maybe a bit distracting, but it really wasn't. Like, it just worked from the start for me.
Mm-hmm.
I very quickly forgot it was 4:3.
I think, it took a little bit of getting adjusted to, but it's a 4-hour movie. You have plenty of time to adjust.
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
I also, after seeing this, I want more superhero movies that are in 4:3. I don't know, it gives like a nice sense of verticality to everything. I think it, to some extent, really allows you to just see everything a lot better. Like, it gives you a better sense of scale a lot of the time. I think in like a giant superhero movie, that works really well.
Absolutely.
I don't really know if it adds anything to the movie, in my opinion, but it doesn't take away, definitely.
Well, just the way that you can frame buildings and stuff now allows for a lot more of it to be in frame at once.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, you go from like you like almost double the amount of space you have to work with vertically, which will like with like for example the giant pillar in the enemy base. I forget what they called it. Like that just looks massive now because you just have so much space to work with. You don't have to like zoom far out to get that much of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also want to say the
Not to
color grading.
mention.
Oh no, you go.
Yeah. Color grading after. It also has a very nice knock-on effect of your eyes are not darting around the screen nearly as much.
Yeah.
Meaning action is just much easier to follow.
Yeah. Oh,
right.
Yeah,
There's not as much travel distance.
Yeah. I want to mention also the action is really easy to follow in this movie.
Yeah.
I was surprised because like I kind of expected it. Justice League was a bit of a clusterfuck with the action.
Oh yeah, it was.
Zack Snyder's cut, like everything flows really well. It's very easy to tell what's going on most of the time. There's like a couple times where it's just like a lot of colors and stuff happening at once, but yeah, for the most part, it's just like super clear what's happening. And then as far as color grading goes, this movie is dark and sort of muted. There's certain colors that were. It feels like most of the color palette was muted, except for like reds mainly.
It's blue and orange. Those are the only colors in the color palette here.
Mm.
This movie is almost fully bichromatic, with like, I think one of the only major breaks from that is like the Green Lantern ring in the flashback briefly.
Yeah, blue and orange. I thought it was like blue and red to me. I don't know.
I would also say blue and red.
What
orange?
No,
well, actually, there's orange in the ship, I guess. The red, because like the red, you have the entire like Steppenwolf's base is like completely red, and that's
and
very
like Flash
vibrant.
and Cyborg also.
I thought it was more like orangey.
Okay.
Yeah, Flash and Cyborg are red.
There's also orange because there's orange in like Superman's ship. There's like the liquid that's very orange.
I guess.
Yeah. Dude, okay, I thought this in BVS too. It just looks like rusty water.
Yeah.
Does it? Okay. That's kind of, I don't know. It looks kind of like honey-like to me. I mean, it's just because of how it like acted to like. It looks like because like stuff gets kind of.
It's not viscous enough for that.
It looks kind of like it's very buoyant, but like also you can still keep stuff underwater in it. It's weird.
It does whatever they want it to do. Space water.
Yeah. Yummy space water.
Hey, can we talk about that one scene where they break into Star Labs and Cyborg's dad is there and he's calling in the cavalry and then he sees Cyborg and his friends carrying a fucking coffin and he's just like, never mind, everything is good. Have fun with your coffin, son.
Like, I mean, what would you do if like 5 like people in costumes who are clearly
including Batman and Wonder Woman who are known at that point.
Yeah, who are like clearly like really powerful, and you just see them with a coffin. Like you're just gonna be like, okay, whatever, you can go.
Hey son, what are you doing with that dead man and mother box?
Yeah.
Science project.
Yeah, fucking seriously.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I want to say the color grading is like actually like very nice in this movie because other Zack Snyder movies can be very dark, to the point where it's a problem. But in this movie, it never gets too dark. I found.
Yeah, I agree.
Everything looks pretty distinguishable. So yeah.
Oh, I personally wish it was more colorful. I don't think so. OG Justice League tried to be more colorful, and it didn't really work out. But
I mean,
it's gross to look at.
Yeah,
yeah.
I kind of disagree. I kind of like the dark color palette for what is. It's like a very campy film in a lot of ways, but it's still very dark in terms of tone.
Mm-hmm.
I think
it's dark, but it's not bleak.
Yeah.
I suppose.
I think it works well. Like I really like. There's some scenes where I really like the color grading. Like when in the Flash's introduction, that scene. There's like, I think the girl has like red lipstick on and like high heels or something that are red, and that like sticks out really well. And just the way that everything looks, I think, works pretty well for the film. Yeah. Is that it?
Sorry, my headset came unplugged for a sec.
Oh,
I guess that's it. Yeah. Hey, so, fellas, what'd you think of the movie?
I enjoyed it a lot. It definitely has a lot of problems. I think the Superman revival stuff feels kind of like very whatever. Like it. I mean, part of it is that sequence.
It worked here.
It worked. It just still feels kind of awkward to me. Like a lot of, I think that scene. It just feels very like. What's the word for it? Isn't feel contrived, but it feels like everything could have happened a lot quicker in that scene.
Yeah.
There's a point where he's just like walking towards Batman, and it's just like, oh, you're not going to speed this up at all.
Again, I even like that. Like, sorry, you keep going, Joe.
Well, I think it's just because like the way that a lot of the way that Superman deals with everyone as they're trying to stop him feels very like kind of like clunky. Like he like just throws Flash into Aquaman, but he does it by just like patting him on the butt. Or like Wonder Woman, they just headbutt each other a bunch. That sequence feels a bit like, I had a lot of fun with it. It's not super highbrow in any way.
Oh fuck no! But highbrow's stupid.
Yeah, don't come into this expecting like a smart superhero movie. It's just a fun time where big bad guy kill people and superheroes stop people dying. I think the action is generally really fun. I think the Wonder Woman introduction in the bank is kind of awkward, but that's basically it. I like most of the action in the film. And I do think that the end credits, not end credits, it's not end credits, the like epilogue. Most of the epilogue is like, I was at like a 7 out of 10, and then the epilogue happened, and I was like, this sucks. This like takes all of the momentum out of what is a very satisfying conclusion. So if they just got rid of like the Lex Luthor and Joker scenes from the epilogue, I would have been fine. But I'd give this like a 6 to a 7. It's probably a 6. I think it's a really fun time. It's definitely not boring. I don't think it ever really drags that much. But I think it's just a really fun movie. Yeah. And I'd definitely recommend it.
So, my take, right? The movie does not have, anything like the emotional stakes of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 or Black Panther, right?
Mm.
And yet, there's this sense of scope and scale and threat that isn't even matched by Infinity War and Endgame.
I don't know about that. I think, I mean, I guess in this, well, I just want to say, in this film, it's like the threat's more immediate, I guess.
Yeah.
Whereas in Infinity War, it's like Thanos is he's just going everywhere, basically.
Right, like
because the boxes are on Earth, it's like they're constantly fighting with Steppenwolf, whereas
right, there's constant momentum in this movie.
Yeah.
right? Like it's not like, say, Cap's storyline in Infinity War, where they're mostly just kind of waiting around and planning until Thanos shows up.
Yeah.
Or what's her name? Fucking Proxima Midnight or whatever the fuck. But anyway, and like this movie definitely has some problems. Like everyone and their dog has pointed out, the epilogue just is unnecessary.
Yeah.
But even in spite of that, like, this movie feels like it had a vision behind it, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Like, a lot of the reasons why I think this movie is so good are kind of because there was an artistic vision behind it. A lot of the reasons why I think this movie's kind of fucking stupid is because it was specifically Zack Snyder's artistic vision. That being said, I'm giving this an 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
Oh man. Ooh.
Yeah. Wow. I wasn't expecting that either.
I know. I'm happy. It was such a fun time.
Like, it was a fun time. I want to watch this again.
Yeah.
Shit.
I'd be down to watch it again.
Right?
Yeah.
So I guess I'm the negative Nancy here, where I think the movie is fun enough. I would not see this movie again.
Would you still recommend it at least once, though?
I think if you're looking to watch, a superhero movie or a DC movie, definitely this is not a bad pick. If you're looking, comparing it to the first Justice League, this fixes a lot of the problems that the first Justice League has. I mean, it still has plenty of problems, yes, but it is quite a solid movie. It's a fun watch. You can just skip the epilogue or stay for the Joker scene because it's hilarious.
Stay for the epilogue. The epilogue is the epilogue is so out there. It is such like a dumpster fire that it adds to the experience. I'm not kidding.
But I don't know. I'm not invested in a lot of the action or the characters that the movie presents. I think that the stakes that the movie sets up are very quickly brought down by certain events. And I don't know what more I really want from Justice League. I don't really think that I would just enjoy Justice League movies at this point because they're not I don't know, superhero movies have been done. It's just not.
Friend, this is done with those superhero movies.
I mean, yeah, there's the couple that I like, and it's okay, good with that. But it's definitely not bad. It's not a bad movie. 5 out of 10. If you want to see it, I think you should see it. If you don't want to see it, I don't think this is a movie that you have to see. So
I'd recommend this over most of the MCU, frankly.
I think if you're just if you haven't been invested in the MCU and you just want a superhero movie to watch, this is probably a better pick than quite a bit of the MCU. Yes.
Yeah. Hell, it's a better pick than some of the more standalone ones. I would recommend this in a heartbeat over Doctor Strange.
I would not.
Damn, I would. I like Doctor Strange a lot more than this.
Doctor Strange is so whatever for me.
I think
Strange. When Doctor Strange looks really good.
No, that movie is really nice on the eyes.
Yeah. It looks really good. The score is actually good. The storyline is kind of basic, but it's fun. I think. I don't know.
Yeah. It's a very standard story, but it because it's magic, it's so much different than anything else in the superhero genre, which leads to it there's so many more creative, interesting details in Doctor Strange that lead it to being super interesting.
See, okay, if I wanted to recommend a superhero movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I still think that the holy trinity of superhero movies would be Spider-Verse, Logan, and The Dark Knight in that order. Like other ones, I think I'd recommend Guardians of the Galaxy 2, Black Panther,
The Incredibles,
the first Iron Man,
The Incredibles,
The Incredibles. Fuck yes. I'd recommend Shazam, and I think I'd recommend this.
Yeah.
I would also recommend this. Fun movie, fun time. Oh, I want to mention one more thing quickly. The CGI is not like great quality, but I know for me personally, it like worked. Still, it's kind of video gamey, but like that worked with just the feel of the movie.
Yeah, like you know how I took it. At this point, Marvel's CG is so like immaculate that like it ceases to feel real. If that makes any sense.
It's very like sterile, I feel.
Yeah, whereas like because the effects are a little bit imperfect here, for whatever reason, it
gives it.
There was no moment when I was watching Snyder's Justice League that I forgot I was watching a movie.
Yeah, but that's kind of the point of it,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like people made this.
Yeah.
Also, barely related, arguably spicy take. I was talking with my buddy Zach the other day, and he and I are both like, I think this might be Snyder's best work.
I agree. I think out of what I've seen, I haven't seen like a ton of Zack Snyder stuff, but like this is the most complete Zack Snyder movie, I'd say. It also feels like a movie where his vision was not in the way of the movie.
Yeah.
Like with Watchmen, for example, like all of the Zack Snyder elements in that movie just bringing it down because Watchmen is such an amazing story. Whereas this is like just him like he's just doing his thing. And it works because of that. And
it's really ambitious.
Yeah.
Like this is not a safe movie.
It's impressive. It's not just like a massive clusterfuck.
Yeah. It's a miracle it's not a massive clusterfuck.
Yeah.
You know what I would change? You know what I'd fucking change? So chapters 1 and 2, I think I started talking about this like more than an hour ago, but completely forgot. Are very, very disorganized, right? Same problem that BVS had, yeah. And so what I would have done, I would have embraced the chapter format even more and like had I don't know the order, but like all the Wonder Woman scenes and all the Flash scenes and all the Aquaman scenes and all the Cyborg scenes as like their own chapters with like the Batman moments interspersed between.
That actually could be interesting. Make it a bit more that. Oh man, that reminds me. There's this fucking cartoon TV show that I watched as a kid. It's like a Marvel show. It's like Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes.
Yeah. Oh, that was terrible.
Oh, I love that show so much. I still love it. It's amazing. Watch it. It's on Disney Plus.
No,
but
I don't want to watch that again.
It's so much fun. But the first like 5 episodes are just them introducing different characters, and it's just a single story focused on them. So.
And that's a good way to do it.
Yeah.
And like, frankly, the fact that they were able to introduce, to a much lesser extent, Aquaman, but Flash and Cyborg like so well is really impressive.
Yeah.
Especially Cyborg, who's for most people an unknown. It's like, is that the fucker from Teen Titans? The answer is kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This feels. I mean, with this being one movie, I guess like that was one of the big complaints about Justice League was that like you have a bunch of characters and we don't know or care about them. But now it feels like they all just get enough time to where they're actual characters. So introducing them in this ensemble film doesn't like affect it that much.
Yeah. As far as remakes of Seven Samurai go, this one's pretty decent.
I don't know if it's... I wouldn't consider it a remake of Seven Samurai. But...
No, it's really not. Avengers absolutely is. This is its own weird, wonderful beast.
I don't even know how you would begin to be like, yeah, let me explain how this movie is just like Seven Samurai.
Yeah, it's not.
So there's 7 of them, right? But like, Alfred counts, so there's 7.
It's like,
oh no, Martian Manhunter. He's there. Yeah.
Green Lantern's gonna show up eventually if this universe continued.
And Adam.
Well, he's not part of like the big boy Justice League.
Are you kidding? Adam's like, he's mostly used in Justice League things. He doesn't really get much of his own stuff.
No, I know, but like, you know, the big boy Justice League is like Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Flash, Green Lantern, Martian Manhunter. I mean, the animated series had Hawkgirl. That was their rounding it out.
Man. I thought Hawkman was there and Hawk was like the other one. I have it backwards? I might.
Nah, Hawkgirl was the one in the animated series.
But like, okay. Yeah, although I will say, like, Cyborg is weird as an addition to the Justice League because I really like his chemistry with the Teen Titans. But by including him in the Justice League, it actually lets the writers do a lot of weird mother box shit that they couldn't otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, lore-wise, Cyborg is an incredibly important DC character.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's all like New 52 stuff, right?
No. No, even like old Teen Titans. There were some Teen Titans storylines that were like weirdly impactful. But none were as good as the Judas Contract. That's still the best
Suicide Squad 2 reboot.
Unironically, yes, dude.
Oh man, I do want to mention with Cyborg, I do wish they changed up his design a little bit. I know it's based on New 52,
yeah.
Right? I feel like if they kept like his arms still partially on, it would make him feel a lot more real.
Yeah, this is post New 52.
Yeah.
This is not based on New 52. That only lasted 2 years, but because it was bad.
Yes.
But, so even post Rebirth, he is more metal now than he used to be, but still, the design they went with for Justice League is like really, it's really alien.
Yeah, it's not that it's too alien. It's just because all of his body is gone and it's just metal. The way he moves a lot of the time looks really awkward. So there's a lot of things where he's just standing around where it's like it doesn't feel like he's there. Like it feels like it's just completely CG. Whereas if they had if he just had his arms still. Like his forearms. Or not forearms.
That's a Ben 10 character, Joseph.
Ah, shit. Sorry. If he
Wrong
just was
franchise.
If he was more like Teen Titans, where like in Teen Titans he is like the metal doesn't cover these parts of his arms or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
The forearms? Yeah.
Yeah. That would just make it like a lot easier to see him as like being there physically.
Yeah. Although I can also see like how that would prove as a major challenge for the VFX guys.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh.
Well,
there's always
what a podcast, fellas.
Yeah, there's always the next Snyder cut of Justice League. He's gonna make another one, right? I really just need another one.
Fuck that. I want the Snyder cut of Godfather 2.
Yeah. Release the society cut of Justice League.
Let's go. Can Zack Snyder make the Joker sequel?
He doesn't. Joker doesn't say we live in a society in the film. He only says it in the trailer. What is this? Give me the society cut.
I think that's a good note to end on, fellas.
Well,
yeah.
You can tune in next week where we'll be reviewing the album Slow Train Coming by Bob Dylan. as well.
Oh,
As
that's a weird Dylan album to start with, but okay.
yeah, well, this was the pick. And here's the movie to go along with this pick. I think they go together like two things that go together really well.
Like marshmallow fluff and ham.
Yes.
Like peanut butter and vomit.
Dude, I had a friend in 3rd grade who would like eat marshmallow fluff and ham on a sandwich. Oh. What movie, Brendan?
I can kind of get that because that's like sweet and salty, you know?
That's not what I want in sweet and salty. That's like you eat chocolate that has salt on it. Or like, you put salt and caramel. Like, that's not... I eat fluff with ham.
Alright, but have you tried to eat fluff with ham? Seeing this guy
No,
might
I
have
really
like
don't
found
want to.
something incredible and we're knocking it and we haven't tried it.
What movie next week, you
Dude,
sexy man, you?
Is Garfield, directed by Peter Hewitt.
Oh my god. Oh my fucking god.
Oh, let's go. Is it Garfield? It's not... Okay, it's the first
Yeah, Garfield.
It's the
movie.
first one or not, Tale of Two Kitties.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god. Oh my... What a...
I want you to know, so Nuno, as I guess next week, he was like, part of me is wanting to pick Garfield, but I don't think you'll appreciate that. And I was like, no, Joe will definitely appreciate
Oh my
that.
god, I'm so excited now. It's a Garfield. Can we do all of the Garfield movies? Like all of them. I mean, including like the animated ones. You have no idea how many random one-off animated Garfield movies there are. It's amazing.
Listen, fellas, if you want me on to watch, another quality movie like Shark Boy and Lava Girl, I'm down. Garfield, absolutely not.
Really?
Oh, absolutely.
Garfield, you draw the line.
I draw the line at Garfield. Again, keep in mind, I really enjoyed Shark Boy and Lava Girl for the sheer camp of it.
Okay. Well, we'll never have you on again because we're only reviewing Garfield from now on.
Well, I had a good run, fellas.
Stuff in your face as usual.
Okay. We're done. Have a good night, everybody.
I'm gonna have marshmallow fluff and ham.